Shalom. Starting off giving all glory, all praises to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Kakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations to the Akums and the Akovs, the brothers and the sisters. Pushing his truth. This is the brother Yashar coming from the camp. Children of Light. With the part 2 to the video that I did yesterday. As you can see right there, Luke chapter 16, part 1. And I touched up on verses 1 to 14. So now we're going to take it to from verse 15 to 31. So we're just going to finish up the chapter. Now, this is going into, if you brothers, I know a lot of you brothers are familiar with this chapter, was going into Lazarus, the rich man, Lazarus, the beggar, the poor man, and the rich man, right? The certain rich man. Now, before I get into it, it was real simple, easy breakdown. But I do remember a couple months ago, Elder Gabar, I was watching his video, and he was speaking he was basically breaking down the parable, and Bishop Nate, he was talking as if Lazarus was an actual man. You know what I'm saying? Nah, bro, this is a parable. This is parabolic. It's a metaphor. All right. So I just had to call it out because, we the ones, we got the whole truth, and we know the correct breakdowns. All right. Without further ado, let's go to Luke chapter 16. Luke chapter 16, verse 15. And I'll commence the reading. It says, and just like last chapter, I'm gonna be adding precepts and breakdowns as I go by. And he said unto them, I'll start at 14, just to recap. And the Pharisees also, who were covetous, heard all these things, and they derided him. Right? To be covetous, that means to want what someone else's has. Like you want to gain. I see he got this much money. Well, I want that much money. So I'm gonna try to bamboozle him into getting some of what he got. You know what I'm saying? Or oh, we got 100 people in the congregation. Well, how about we start making everybody send $20 every week so we can put the little side money, for us to pocket. That's being covetous, wanting something that somebody else has. Heard all these things, and they derided him, which means ridicule. Verse 15, and he said unto them, Ye are they which justify yourselves before men, but the Most High knoweth your hearts. For that which is highly esteemed among men is abomination in the sight of the Most High Yahweh. Now, let's think of some things that's highly esteemed amongst men. Come on now. Women, money, the fashion, what else? Let's give one more example. The women, the money, the fashion. I'm thinking of this world. And I mean, what they call it, clout. Everybody want clout. Everybody want to have a name. Everybody want to be famous, right? Well, the scriptures tell you that the last shall be first and the first shall be last. Actually, Yahweh Shai said that. So we don't, we not, as far as the elect, we don't care about this world, man. What's highly esteemed of this world. We just focus on the love and care and mercy of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, right? And doing his work that he set out for us. So I'll start off 15. And he said unto them, Ye are they which justify yourselves before men, but the Most High Yahweh knoweth your hearts. For that which is highly esteemed among men is abomination in the sight of the Most High. It says, The law and the prophets were until John. Since that time the kingdom of the Most High is preached, and every man presseth into it. So let's get a precept real quick. When it says the law and the prophets were until John. Let's go to John chapter 10, verse 9. And this is Yahweh Shai speaking. Because remember, matter of fact, let me get this precept real quick first. Okay. One who come after me, John Bible verse, KJV. Okay. Now we got that precept on deck, so let's take it back real quick to Luke chapter 16, verse 16. When it says the law and the prophets were until John, because what was the law? The law was the law of Moses, the Old Testament, right? And the prophets were until John. Because remember, John, who was the prophet before Yahweh Shai? It was John the Baptist. Because if we go to John chapter 1 and verse 27, he says this. We'll start at 25. Well, we'll start at 24 because it's dealing with the Pharisees again. And they which were sent of the Pharisees, and they asked him and said unto him, which they asked John, why baptizest thou then, if thou be not that Christ or Hamashiach, nor Elias, who is Elijah, neither that prophet? John answered them, saying, I baptize with water, right? Because, that was the traditional way of getting baptized and cleansed. But there standeth one among you whom ye know not. He it is who coming after me is preferred before me, whose shoes latchet I am not worthy to unloose. Now, who is he talking about? He was talking about Yahweh Shai. Because if you jump down to 29, it says the next day John seeth Yahweh Shai, because we don't deal with that J word, coming unto him and said, behold, the Lamb of God, which taketh away the sin of the world. All right. Because remember, in Matthew chapter 5, verse 17, we'll get there real quick. Yahweh Shai said, what did he say? Think not I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. Okay. So let's take it back to Luke real quick. Not to, warp around the scriptures without explaining. But so when it says the law and the prophets were until John, since that time the kingdom of God is preached and every man presseth into it. Right. Because, like I said, the law of Moses, there was the prophets of old. They all spoke of Yahweh Shai coming back. You know what I'm saying? King David, Isaiah, different examples. So let's move on to verse 17. And it is easier for heaven and earth to pass than one tittle of the law to fail. Right. So we just got that precept in Matthew chapter 5, verse 17. Now, if you look up a tittle is the smallest character in the Hebrew. Okay. You see that? Perfect. A jot and a tittle. So when it says, I'll go back to it says, verse 17, it is easier for heaven and earth to pass than one tittle of the law to fail. So what that means is before the law fails, heaven and earth would pass. And we know that the heavens ain't gonna pass, right? Because everything is set up in its perfect order. And we know the earth ain't gonna pass because everything is set up once again in its perfect order. My will should be done in heaven as it is on earth. So basically what this is saying is every prophecy within this law, every prophecy within this book must be fulfilled. And every law within this book must be fulfilled. Okay. Now, of course, we don't, nowadays we focus more in on the prophecies because we in the last days. In the beginning, they focus more in the Old Testament. They focus more in on the law, establishing the law, because that was the beginning. Everything had to get established. Now that we about to run into the end of Esau's kingdom, 2nd Ezra 6 and 9, Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of thereafter. I love that scripture. Now these prophecies are being fulfilled because we're not able to keep all the laws to the best of our ability. I mean, it's like it. We're not able to keep the laws in their perfection because we're in captivity right now. All right. So we're waiting on these prophecies to be fulfilled so we can get closer and closer to the kingdom. And at the end of the day, be joint heirs of the throne in the kingdom, enter into the kingdom. All right. So let's see, verse 18. Whosoever putteth away his wife and marrieth another committeth adultery. Right. We know that because according to the law of Moses, you have to write a bill of divorcement for your wife. And whosoever marrieth her, which basically saying you can't just say, wake up one morning and say, oh, I'm done with you. Get out of my house. Like, no, if that was a loving, caring woman, and if she was your woman, and you claimed her as your woman, you can't just put her away like that. You could put her away for a little time, and she gotta be clean. You know what I'm saying? She can't go touch another man. You can put her away for 2. Hey, look, things ain't working out right now. look, I'm about to go get me a little hotel for 2-3 weeks, and I come back to the house. So hey, I'm gonna send you down here. You go here for the, and as long as she don't touch no other man, you put her away for a couple weeks or a month because you just need that space. And she come back and she clean. That's still your wife. You know, that's the law. You all right? I don't want to get too deep into the law because that'll be a whole nother lesson. And I don't want to, you know, say something and you know, not bring up that precept that you very much need for it. So, you know, but I just want to give a little, you know, touch bases a little bit on the law, because the law is very important. Verse 19. There was okay, now this is the parable. There was a certain rich man which was clothed in purple and fine linen and fared sumptuously every day. Right, because fine linen or purple represents what? Royalty. Fine linen, the best of garments. Okay. And it says, and there was a certain, ooh, man, I want to get that precept real quick. Real quick. Because I can't, I cannot move on with the lesson without bringing out this precept, because this is perfect for Esau. Okay, yep. So we go to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, in the Apocrypha, in your little red book, little but great, small but great. Now let's go to verse 5. Now you can actually go to my channel and scroll down, and I broke down Wisdom of Solomon chapter 1 to 9, and 10 is on the way. But if you go watch this video, this chapter 2, you'll get the full understanding of, you know, the chapter. But this is speaking on Esau. This is how Esau thinks. Okay. Verse 5. For our time is a very shadow that passeth away, and after our end there is no returning, for it is fast sealed, so that no man cometh again. Right, because Esau know once you die, that's it. You know, you die, you can't no man bring you back. Only the Most High can, you know, send your spirit back on the earth 2 to 3 generations later, you know, put you in a new body, same spirit. But once you die, you die. You can't regrade, you know, rebirth somebody, you know, bring them back from the grave. So if you die with a $70 million in your bank account, guess what? You just die with $70 million, and like, hey, maybe you left it in your will to give it to your kids. Verse 6. Come on, therefore, let us enjoy the good things that are present, and let us speedily use the creatures like as in youth. Because that's what Esau do. They got the best of everything in this present day. They got the best land. They got the best weapons. You know, they got the best vehicles. They got the best houses. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. Like, look at gentrification. They literally building 2-3 story houses, high rises in the hood that's less than 3 years old, right next to a 50-year-old house. You know, like they literally taking over. They give us a little bit and then they go take that over. You know what I'm saying? That's literally what they doing. And when it says, let us speedily use the creatures like as in youth, just think about your job. Think about how hey, I ain't gonna get personal because, you know, but hey, think about your job. We all been there before. Hey man, we need to pick up the pace. Hey man, we need to move the line down. Hey, we did 30 this hour. Next hour we need to do 50. And you like, damn, bro, like I ain't even had a break yet, bro. Like I've been working 3 hours straight, and you talking about some speed up? Like my wrist hurt, my jaw hurt, like my knee hurt. Esau don't care. He want to work the creatures like as in youth. I'm gonna get one more verse on that precept. Verse 7. Let us fill ourselves with costly wine and ointments, and let no flower of the spring pass by us. Right? They got all the best of the drinks. We drink alcohol 15%. It got sulfates in it and sugar. They drink alcohol fresh from a wine press. You know what I'm saying? Fresh from a garden. You know, like they got the best of everything. So I definitely had to get that precept to just kind of back up Luke chapter 16. All right. And I'm going back up that certain rich man, all right, who is Esau. Verse 19, there was a certain rich man which was clothed in purple and fine linen and fared sumptuously every day. And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus. Now Lazarus represents Israelites, 12 tribes, which was laid at his gate full of sores, and desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, the dogs came and licked the sores. Now think about how you could put that nowadays. Because ain't that all Jake talk about? Man, if I could have 100,000 in my bank account like my boss, or man, if I could pull up in that Mercedes Benz, man, I'd be on, man. You know what I'm saying? Or man, if I could make what he make, my whole family be straight. That's how Jake think. Now, when it says verse 21, and desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table, which is, the example I just gave. Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores. Who are the dogs? That represents the other nations, because they have dominion over Israel when it comes to owning stores in our neighborhoods, owning businesses in our neighborhoods. The Chinese man, he got the Moabite man, he got the Chinese restaurant. The Hamite, he got the A&D market down, when he's selling you all your tobacco, he's selling you all, and then next door, his wife, she got the wig store. And then you go on down the street, the Arabs, you come to them to fix your phone. But think about it. You barely see another Israelite with a phone fixing company, you know what I'm saying? Or like owning the gas station. We'll see that, but it's very rare, especially nowadays, right? So, verse 22, I need some water. And it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom. The rich man also died and was buried, right? Because we know that all spirits return to the Most High. Remember, this is Lazarus who died and the rich man, representing Edom, and Israel. Now it went from a physical standpoint to now it's spiritual. All right. So now this parable is turning spiritual. Verse 23. And in hell he lift up his eyes, being in torments, and seeth Abraham afar off and Lazarus in his bosom. Now, why is Abraham involved in this parable? Because remember who the blessing went to. Abraham. The blessing went to Israel through Isaac and Abraham. Didn't the Lord say, I will establish a covenant with you and for generations to come? To paraphrase it. Who received that blessing? Israel. Abraham and Rebekah had who? Salakia. Abraham and Sarah had who? Isaac. Isaac and Rebekah had who? Jacob. Jacob and his two wives, Rachel and Leah, and they two handmaids, Bilpah and Zilhah. They had who? The 12 tribes of Israel. All right, the 12 tribes. Okay. So that's why Lazarus is with Abraham, because it represents Israel being with their forefather Abraham, who Yahweh the Most High established the covenant with, the blessings. All right. Verse 23 again. And in hell he lift up his eyes, being in torments, and seeth Abraham afar off and Lazarus in his bosom. And he cried and said, let me scroll up. And he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus that he may dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue, for I am tormented in this flame. Now this ain't talking about hell. Okay, when they say hell, this ain't talking about the Christian hell, everybody burns in hell. Because think about it. If somebody died tomorrow, where they gonna go? Is they gonna go to hell? Is they gonna go to heaven? Is they gonna have to go to heaven and then on judgment day get sent to hell? Like, what's the point of having a hell if you make it to heaven anyways to go back to hell? So Christian doctrine is just all types of bull crap. All right, confusion, just like Babylon, just like America. Babylon means what? Babel, confusion. All right. So America and these Christians, they gonna all have the same destruction and die here in America. All right, based off your confusion. So, where was I at? Yeah. Oh yeah. So what verse 24 represents, when he says, "For I am tormented in his flame," that represents Esau catching hell in the kingdom. Okay, because remember, Esau is gonna have to go through heavy, harsh slavery in the kingdom, more so than any of the other nations, because of what he's done to our people. So we're gonna get a precept on that real quick. Isaiah 33 and 18, real quick. It says, "Thine heart shall meditate terror Where is the scribe? Where is the receiver? Where is he that counteth the towers? Right. So when we gonna meditate terror, we gonna be thinking of all types of ways to get on your mother ass Esau and all these other nations. Hey, we might cut your hand off and cut your leg, cut one leg off and put you in a jungle and send a tiger to track you. You know what I'm saying? We might throw you in a 5 mile, I don't know, lake and then put 2 great whites in there and let you figure out how you gonna survive. You know, we gonna meditate terror on your ass in the kingdom, just like y'all meditated terror on us in the slavery, right? With buck breaking and hanging and cutting limbs off. Yeah, okay, y'all gonna get all that back. It's not the buck breaking, all right? That's obviously a homosexual act. We ain't doing that in the kingdom. Everything righteous. So we got a new moon alert. New moon, Monday Eve to Tuesday Eve. Okay, Con. Let me hurry up and do this because I don't want my phone to die. I want to keep my headphones in too. Verse 25. But Abraham said, Son, remember that thou in thy lifetime receivest thy good things, and likewise Lazarus evil things, right? Because they on top, we on the bottom. Esau and Jacob. But now he is comforted, and thou art tormented, right? They ain't gonna like that. Yes, and that's talking about the kingdom when we get there. And beside all this, between us and you, there is a great gulf fixed, so that they which would pass from hence to you cannot, neither can they pass to us that would come from thence. So what that means is Esau cannot trade places or blessings with Israel, because if Esau, if he had it his way, he'll say, nah, Israel, they getting, when I'm a rule in the kingdom, I'm gonna be the blessed, you know, the blessed nation. And Israel, they can keep being the bottom of the bottom. But no, you can't get your way. Everything is already set up. Okay. The law, the prophecies is already set up. That's what verse 16 was about. All right. That's what verse 17, when it says it is easier for heaven and earth to pass than one tittle of the law to fail. Right. So verse 27 one more time. Oh no, I ain't read that yet. Then he said, I pray thee therefore, Father, that thou would have sent him to my father's house. For I have 5 brethren, that he may testify unto them, lest they also come into this place of torment. Right. So Esau, you can't talk your way out of judgment. We don't give a damn how many brothers you got to come testify like, no, we seen this and we seen that, and it don't matter, bro. You can't escape your judgment, because we know Esau is very cunning and conniving, and he'll try to lie his way into something, lie his way out of something. You can't lie your way out of this captivity that's coming for you, boy. Verse 29. And Abraham saith unto him, they have Moses and the prophets, let them hear them. Right. Going back to verse 16. We have the law and the prophecies and the prophets. Okay. We don't need no outside world. We got everything we need written in the Bible. That's the book of life. That's the book of Israel, right? So we don't need no outside sources to tell us or to help us out or to give us lessons, a life let. No, we understand these prophecies must come to pass. So we're going to work out our salvation with fear and trembling, so we can be saved as the elect and be the first fruits of the kingdom. All right. Fuck what Esau talking about. We don't care what you're talking about, even to this day. Verse 30. And he said, nay, Father Abraham, but if one went unto them from the dead, they will repent. So basically saying, look, if you bring somebody from the dead to these Israelites, then they'll believe me. Because ain't nobody believing somebody raised from the dead until they see it, right? But what did Abraham say? And he said unto him, if they hear not Moses and the prophets, neither will they be persuaded though one rose from the dead. Right. So once again, we don't need your words. We don't need you at all, Esau. We have us. We have our God, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right. So definitely wanted to finish that part 2 to chapter 16. Hope you brothers was edified with that. Shalom.